Jackie Gleason. The Honeymooners, with the stars Art Carney, Audrey Meadows, and Joyce Randolph.
Could I borrow Ralph's big monkey wrench? I'm working on the pipes upstairs, and I ain't got no water.
Yeah, Trixie was telling me about that. But I thought the janitor was going to fix the pipes.
Janitor fix the pipes, nothing. He don't fix nothing. I'm telling you, I'm getting pretty sick and tired of this, you know. Everybody in the building gets water except us. Really.
I know, Ed, and it's no joke.
You tell me it's no joke. Boy, I never thought I'd live to see the day when I'd work 8 hours in the sewer and come home and want to see water.
Well, I'll see if I can find the wrench for you.
Yeah.
Will you stop that? I got a splitting headache.
Well, I'm sorry, Ralph.
But you always be loud like that. Can't you say hello, Ralph?
Oh, Ralph. Why don't you take some aspirin?
I did.
Did it help? Did it do no good?
Now, isn't that a stupid question to ask me if it did any good? If it did any good, would I be sitting here holding my head waiting for it to blow up?
I know just what you're going through, Ralph. When I was in the Navy, boy, I'll never forget I had a headache like that once day, boy. Pounding. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, sorry, Ralph.
You any consideration?
Well, anyway, like I was telling you, I had this headache. I couldn't get rid of it, see? So I went to the Navy doctor. So he examined me. He says I have pressure on the brain. He should remove it. So, well, I took a lot of kidding from the boys on the ship, you know. Because afterwards, they said, what did he do? Remove the pressure of the brain?
Don't ask me, because I know what he removed.
There you are, Ed. How are you, Ralph?
Hi,
Thank you very much, Alice. I shall return it.
Okay. What's the matter, Ralph?
Oh, I got a headache.
Oh, I'll fix you an ice pack.
Wait a minute, what are you going to do with that?
I'm going to chop some ice, of course.
No, I don't want to hear any banging. Don't chop anything. Just keep quiet. Open the window, let some fresh air in. I'll be all right in a couple of minutes.
All right.
What's the matter with you? I told you to tell the janitor to fix that window.
I did tell him, Ralph. I told him 100 times. I also told him to fix the bedroom closet and the leaky faucet.
Well, that's what you get. That's what you get for treating the janitor in the correct manner. That's my thanks for giving him a Christmas present. I didn't have to do that, you know. I could have smoked that cigar myself. I didn't have to give that.
Well, since you're the one that's so good to the janitor, Ralph, why don't you run down and ask him to fix a few things around here?
Don't worry, I will. Up to now, I've been a little too lenient. I've only been down there 5 or 6 times this week. But from here on in, he's going to know that I live in this building. What's that?
That's Ed. He's working on his water pipes.
Well, can't he get the janitor to fix it in the daytime?
He asked him to, Ralph, but I guess he didn't give him a nice Christmas present like you did.
Norton! Norton!
What?
Will you stop that banging up there? I got a headache.
Well, I need water. I gotta take a bath.
Do me a favor and stay dirty just for the night.
Ralph, it's no good you're going on suffering like this. I'm going to run next door to Mrs. Manicotti and get some of those headache powders she uses.
All right, sweetheart.
I'll be right back.
Ralph,
Yes.
out of consideration for you, I stopped banging on the pipes. But I need some water. Do you mind if I borrow some?
Take all you want. Use one of the pots to take it upstairs if you want.
No, never mind. I got something to hold it in. I'm Sorry to keep barging in like this on you. I know you don't feel well, but we got unexpected company. Trixie's folks came in there for dinner, and we just got to stretch the soup.
Come in. Oh, here he is. Our lovely landlord, Mr. Johnson. I knew you'd be up here. Headaches and you go together.
Oh, well, I'm certainly happy to see you there, Mr. Johnson. Why don't you send your janitor up to my place for some water? I haven't had any water in so long, I'm beginning to see mirages.
Look, you two are pretty good at making complaints, aren't you? Well, let me tell you something. There just quit. And do you know why he quit? He quit on account of you and you. Now, that's the fourth janitor that I've had this year, and they all quit on account of you.
Heard of Sam Wiggums?
No.
Oh, boy. Best lawyer in town. He specializes in those cases, you know, where a landlord threatens to throw out a tenant. Let me see, if I only knew how to get a hold of him.
Well, don't you know his office number?
I knew his old number. He was evicted last week.
Well, everything's fixed.
What do you mean everything's fixed?
Everything's fixed. Now, look, the tenants in this building have to realize this, that a janitor is a human being. He's got to be treated with respect. He's not a slave, not a horse. He wants things done for you, you got to speak nice to the janitor. And another thing, when the janitor does you a favor, tip him a couple of bucks. Show him that you're on his side. As a matter of fact, I think everybody should chip in around Christmas time and give him sort of a bonus or something. Maybe around Easter time, too.
Wait a minute. $150 a month, free rent, tips, Christmas, Easter bonuses. Oh, boy, if the job was that good, I'd take it myself.
You're too late. I beat you to it. I am the new janitor of this building.
Have you gone completely out of your mind, Ralph? You've already got a job.
So what? Now I'm going to get 2 salaries, and we don't have to pay the rent on this apartment.
Ralph, you can't possibly handle all of that. Boy, you've done some crazy things in your time, but this is without a doubt the craziest.
Har, har, hardy, har, har.
Wait a minute, Ralph. Well, I think your wife speaks words of wisdom. I think that at a time like this, you should just stop and give serious consideration to this before you assume these grave responsibilities. Now, do you realize all the long hours entailed in this job? Long hours that normally would be devoted to Alice and to your other friends and to recreational activity? True, there will be some financial reward or remuneraries, but if you realize that the money is a mere nothing compared to the sacrifices you're going to make to this here job as janitor. Now, considering all of this, you still want to be janitor?
I certainly do.
Okay. Fix my pipes. Oh, what a...
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Working today, Mrs. Bennett dropped in to complain about her radiator. 2, Norton wants his water pipes fixed. I had to take out the ashes and bank the furnace. Now, I'd be very happy to fix it for you, Ralph. If only to prove that somebody in this family can fix something.
Well, I guess that does it. Now, I'll tell all the tenants in the building that the house phone is in and they can buzz me.
Attention, everyone! Everybody in the building! Hear this? The house phone is in. If you want me, just buzz. You don't have to yell in the hall anymore.
It's dusty out in that hall.
Hello. Oh, hiya, Mrs. Manicotti.
What do you mean I didn't fix your sink? While you were out Sunday, I spent 3 hours fixing your sink. And by the way, you could at least have the courtesy, if you want me to fix your sink, to take the dirty dishes out of it. Huh? Oh. All right. How do you like that? I spent 3 hours Sunday fixing the kitchen sink, and it was the bathroom sink that was stuffed up. Hello? What do you want, Mrs. Fogarty? Somebody's been taking things out of your icebox. Well, what are you telling me for? You think I'm the type of man that goes around taking things out of people's iceboxes? Don't be a Weisenheimer, Mrs. Fogarty. They're all nuts. Hi. Hello? No, Mrs. Schwartz, this is a house phone. You can't get Jersey on it. They're all nuts, Alice. They're all gone.
Sorry you took the job, Ralph?
No, I'm not sorry. It'll take more than a few complaints to make me quit. What's the matter? Are you having an attack or something? Can I get you anything, Norton?
Yes, water. I want water.
I hope there's some water on the moon, because that's where you're going to end up.
Oh, come on, you've been telling me for a whole week now you're going to fix my pipe so I can get water. Well, I'm not going to vote for you for janitor for the year. You've done nothing. You're the worst yet. You didn't even pick up my garbage this morning.
I didn't pick up your garbage because that is part of my efficiency system.
Efficiency?
Yes, efficiency. Your garbage pail was half full. When it's full, I'll take it down. That way I'll make one trip instead of 2 trips. Save a trip here and a trip there, and it all mounts up.
That's what I'm afraid of. It's mounting all up over the building.
Look, can't you and the rest of the tenants understand that you got to cooperate with the janitor? You help me, and I'll help you. There's an old saying, you know. One hand washes the other hand, and both hands wash the face.
Never mind with the old sayings. Just give me the water. I know how to wash.
Sarcasm will get you no place. Just remember, you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar.
Yeah. Well, with your efficiency program there with the garbage cans, the least worry I have is attracting flies.
Listen, Ralph, I don't blame Ed for getting sore. How would you like to go without water? Now, I think you should drop everything else and go up and fix his water pipe.
I can't drop everything else. I'll fix your water for you tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much. Just make sure you do. My patience is exhausted. And mark my words, this is the last night I take a bath in Fred's gasoline station.
Ralph, why do you have to wait until tomorrow morning? Why can't you do it tonight?
It's very simple. Tonight I have to clean out the cellar before the fire inspector gets there. Now, I don't want to hear any more about being a janitor. I just want to sit down and eat my supper. And may I say that this roast beef is a very pleasant surprise.
Thank you.
I'm not answering. Let them ring and ring and ring, because I'm not answering.
But they're playing your song.
I don't care whose song they're playing. I'm not answering.
Yeah? All right, I'll tell him.
Well, who was that?
Mr. Riley, he said, and I quote, "Eureka, my garbage can is full."
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with lung cancer in the past 5 years? Did you work on an industrial site, on an oil and gas rig, or in a shipyard? Were you in the U.S. Navy, or were you a millwright, an insulator, or a pipe fitter where you were exposed to asbestos? If diagnosis of lung cancer was within the past 5 years, you may be entitled to compensation due to asbestos exposure.
please call 800-329-7581.
Yes? Yes, I'm down here.
You better hurry up, Ralph. It's 7:45. You'll be late for work.
I know what time it is. I think I know where the trouble is on account of the water pressure. It's down here. I'll be up in a minute.
Janitor? Oh, janitor. Oh, excuse me, janitor, for barging into your private office here.
If I told you once, I told you 100 times, don't call me janitor. I am a maintenance engineer.
Would you mind engineering a little maintenance and getting my pipes fixed up in my place, please?
It just so happens, for your information, Mr. Norton, that the solution to your problem is not upstairs, it's down here. The whole trouble is water pressure. There's nothing wrong with your pipes.
Pressure, huh?
That's right, pressure. It's a simple scientific principle. I hope that you realize.
What? 5 minutes, Dave.
Water this morning. And there's more way to skin a cat. If I can't reach it this way, I'll just go...
Oh, you stuck? Wait a minute now. You see, I couldn't push you in, but maybe I could push you out.
Well, get off of there! Are you trying to goof right my neck?
Oh, Mr. Condon!
I'm stuck in here. Will you get me some help?
Oh, my goodness!
Is everybody going nuts in here?
Maybe we should call the fire department.
Now, what good is the fire department gonna do?
Well, they're good at a lot of things. They get cats out of trees. I know a fireman that delivered
I
a
am
baby.
no cat. I gotta get out of here, Norton. The heat from these pipes is killing me.
Oh, wait a minute now. You got it. Is there some way I can turn off the steam?
Listen, go into the other room.
Huh?
What is it, Alice? I know it's 8 o'clock.
Now, what do I do?
Go into the other room, the furnace room, and there's a wheel in there. Turn it toward the wall.
Turn it to... Roger, we'll go.
Turn it toward the wall. The wall? Yes, the wall. The wall. Turn it to the right. I know it's 8 o'clock. Mark, will you tell?
Johnson. Yes, we did want to see you. Yeah, well, if you can come up right now, it'll be perfect. Thanks.
Don't start anything, Alice. Don't start anything or you'll get yours. Who was that?
Mr. Johnson. And he is on his way up here, Ralph. Now, when he gets up here, you just tell him that you're quitting. You tell him that you've discovered that you're absolutely incapable of handling this janitor's job.
Now, that's exactly what I'm not going to tell him. I'm not incapable of handling this job. I was handling that janitor job just perfect. Then that thing had to happen. And it wasn't my fault, Alice. It wasn't my fault.
No, it wasn't your fault, Ralph. You were just doing an impersonation of 2 pounds of bologna in a 1-pound bag.
Oh, you're a riot, Alice, a regular riot.
Come in. Oh.
Hello there, Mr. Cramden. I hear you had a little bit of trouble in the cellar this morning.
Well, I don't want to say anything about it. It's a mere bag of shells. I don't know why everybody's making such a fuss about it. And it wasn't my fault in the first place. By the way, I'm glad you've come up here, Mr. Johnson, because I have some bad news for you. Unfortunately, I'll have to give up my job as janitor here. Not because I'm incapable, but only because it makes a few demands on my leisure time that I can't afford.
I see.
However, I don't want you to be panicky because until you get another janitor, I'll keep on at the job taking care of everything.
Don't do that. I mean, it's very nice of you to be so thoughtful, but as a matter of fact, I've already found another janitor, and in fact, he's already on the job.
That, Mr. Johnson, is pretty sneaky. I hope whoever you got is on the ball, a guy that doesn't goof. Because there's plenty of things in this apartment that need attention. That window needs to be fixed. That sink needs to be fixed. It leaks all the time.
I'm glad you brought it up. That janitor's on the floor right now. In fact, I'll send him right in.
Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson.
Thank heaven that's over with. Isn't it a relief, Ralph, not to have to go to work tonight? Busy yourself around this house. Now you can go bowling with Norton. You won't have a thing in the world to worry about.
Go bowling with Norton? Go bowling with Norton? If I lived to be 100 years old, I wouldn't go bowling with Norton. The gall that that man has to do what he did to me. Circulate a petition amongst the tenants and get them to sign it to fire me as janitor. Come in.
Probably the new janitor now.
Come in.
That's your service, folks?
No. That can't be it. That can't be it. It can't be
Attention! If you have suffered severe health complications after hernia surgery, call Hernia Mesh Advocates now. Hernia repair surgery is simple and often requires a mesh product to be implanted inside your body. However, a popular mesh product has been linked to severe complications. And in May of 2016, the manufacturer of this product issued a voluntary global recall due to product defects. Call Hernia Mesh Advocates now.
Please call 800-809-4219.
Jackie Gleason. The Honeymooners. With the stars Art Carney, Audrey Meadows, and Joyce Randolph.
Good morning, ladies. Can I ask you some questions, please? Excuse me, sir. My name is Dick Prescott. I beg your pardon, sir. I'd like very much to have a few moments of your time, if you don't mind. I realize both you gentlemen are on your way to work this morning, but my name is Dick Prescott. I'm the questioning photographer.
Hey, questioning photographer here. Why, I read your interviews in the paper every night, boy. Good, I wouldn't miss it.
Thank you very much.
You had a good question there one night last week. Must have caused a lot of controversy.
Oh, that must have been the one on whether or not the UN should outlaw the H-bomb?
No, this one was which is more authentic, the Kanazi or the Weehawken style of mambo?
Would you get on with what you want us to do here, because we're a little late as
Yes,
it
sir,
is.
yes, sir. Well, would you mind answering today's question and letting me take your picture?
Well, the privilege and a pleasure. Would you like a profile or full face?
No, we'll get to that in a moment. First, your name?
Edward L. Norton.
Edward L. Norton. And your occupation?
I'm an engineer.
Engineer?
In subterranean sanitation.
Where do you live, Mr. Norton?
I live in the garden spot of the world, Brooklyn, USA.
Now, Mr. Norton, today's question is, in your house, who is the boss, you or your wife?
I'd be very happy to answer that question. And my household, I am the boss of the household. I think that any man that is afraid of his wife is not a man. And I can't stress this point too strongly, that a husband is the boss.
Yes?
Don't quote me, because if my wife reads that, she'll kill me.
But if I don't quote you, how can I print it?
Can't you just use my picture?
Well, Norton, you just proved to me something that I've suspected about you for a long time.
What?
You're afraid of Trixie.
Oh, wait a minute. You're in no position to talk to me like that. No.
You're not inferring. All I know, pal, is that if he had asked me that question, I would have said without hesitation that I am the boss in my household. I'm the one that gives the orders. I'm the one that makes all the decisions. On the day we were married, I said two things. One, I do. Two, I'm the boss.
Pardon me, sir. What is your name?
Ralph Cramden.
Ralph Cramden. Mr. Cramden, I'm going to print what you just said. Okay?
Go ahead. Go. Answer him. Go ahead, big shot. Go on.
Go ahead and print it.
He's a bus driver, and he lives in Brooklyn.
Bus driver in Brooklyn. Now, let me see. Just hold that. Thank you very much, Mr. Cramden. You'll be in tonight's paper. Goodbye, men.
What are you laughing at?
I'm just picturing what you're going to look like in a French Foreign Legion uniform.
Are you trying to tell me that I'm afraid of Alice?
I know you. We're buddies for a good long time, Alf. I know you pretty good. Now, just take a little advice. Get on the phone and call that newspaper and tell them to hold the presses. Stop the presses and don't print that statement.
Oh, no. Not me, Norton. That's the kind of a thing you do, but not me. And that's the difference between us, Norton. That's the difference. I am a boss. You are a mouse.
Well, I got one more thing to say. I'd rather be a live mouse than a dead boss.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with lung cancer in the past 5 years? Did you work on an industrial site, on an oil and gas rig, or in a shipyard? Were you in the U.S. Navy, or were you a millwright, an insulator, or a pipe fitter where you were exposed to asbestos? If diagnosis of lung cancer was within the past 5 years, you may be entitled to compensation due to asbestos exposure.
Please call 800-329-7581.
Hiya, honey. Supper ready?
No, Ralph, it'll be a little while before it's ready.
Oh.
You want to give me the evening paper, darling? Because I just want to take a look at that contest.
Oh, I didn't bring the evening paper home tonight.
Well, you always bring the evening paper home.
That's right, I always bring it home. But from now on, that paper is never entering this house.
Why?
Why? I'll tell you why. I don't like its editorial policy, that's why.
Well, Ralph, what's wrong with its editorial policy?
They just cut out Orphan Annie.
Now, listen, Ralph, you know perfectly well that I've been following that puzzle contest. Well, never mind. It'll be a little while before supper's ready, so I'll just run down to the corner and get one.
You will do nothing of the kind. That paper is not getting into this house, Alice.
There, Ralphie boy! Picture that paper, there it is. Everything you said, word for word. Look
Ralph,
at that.
picture? What did he say?
Didn't the head of the household show it to you? There it is, right in there.
Out! Get out!
How could you, Ralph? How could you? 5 men, Ralph. 5 men answered this question, and you were the only one to make an idiotic statement like that. Why, Ralph? Why?
Because I was the only one brave enough to make that idiotic statement. That's why.
Ralph, do you think if they'd asked me that question, I would have said that I was the boss?
How could you? How could you, Alice? You're a woman, remember that. Women aren't bosses. Men are bosses. Men. They do it all. Men run this world, Alice. Men. They're responsible for the shape the world's in. Men.
Well, I'm sure glad to hear one of you admit it.
Just kills you, don't it? Just kills you that you're a woman. And instead of being a leader like a man, you gotta be a follower. That's what women are, you know, followers. Men. They've done it all. Done it all. All the great inventions, men. Men have done all the great things since the beginning of time. Give you a perfect example. There'd be no America if it wasn't for Christopher Columbus.
There'd be no Christopher Columbus if it wasn't for his mother. Now, I'm going to tell you something, Ralph. I am never going to refer to that ridiculous article again. But I want you to understand something once and for all. There never was and there never will be a boss in this house.
Now, let me straighten you out about something. There has been, there is, and there always will be a boss in this house, and that boss is me. I'm glad Norton brought the paper down. I'm glad you saw it. Because today is the day that I was emancipated. I'm the boss, Alice, and you might as well get it into your head. And I'm glad about it. Very glad I'm the boss. Very glad that you know it. Practically calls for a celebration. I'm going to celebrate. Is that bottle of wine that I was supposed to give your brother for Christmas still in the closet?
Yeah.
Well, then watch this.
What do you think you're going to do, Ralph?
You'll find out what I'm going to do. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to drink it.
Ralph, you're not going to drink that wine.
I certainly am.
Ralph, you know what drinking does to you. Now, one drink of that, Ralph, and you'll be just so deathly sick you won't even be able to go to work tomorrow.
Are you kidding? Drinking doesn't affect me.
Oh, no? Then how about the time we ate in that Hungarian restaurant? You had a 2-day hangover from a slice of rum cake. Now, you're not touching that bottle, Ralph.
Don't you ever tell me not to touch anything in this house. Just make sure you don't touch anything in this house. Now, I'm going up and get my pal Norton, who I rudely threw out of here. And he's coming down and celebrate the emancipation. How do you like that?
Ralph, what did you say to my kid?
For once, Trixie, you're right. I was out of place when I said anything to Norton.
What'd you throw him out of here for?
Because I made a mistake. I'm very happy now that he came down here and brought this whole thing to a head. Because now she knows it and I know it. And you know it. I'm the boss of this house. And Norton's the boss of his house. And I'm going up, bring him down, and we're going to celebrate the emancipation. Ha! Ha!
Alice, what is this all about?
Here. This appeared in tonight's paper.
Oh.
Now Ralph's out to prove that he's the head of the house, and he's making a test case out of it. He's going to get Norton to bring him down here, and they're going to drink this bottle of wine.
Oh, this is terrible.
Well, what am I going to do, Trix? I can't let Ralph drink that.
We'll have to think of something or they'll both get sick.
I got it.
Huh? What good'll that do? They'll just go out and buy another bottle.
Oh, no, they won't. I'm going to fill this bottle up with grape juice.
Grape juice? Oh, Ralph, no, it's grape juice.
Oh, of course not. Take this as that thing. Ralph? Not the kind of drinker he is. Here, Trix. He'll never even know the difference. And besides, the bottle is still going to smell like wine.
Yeah.
See, I better fill it all the way up. Only trouble is, do you think Ed'll know the difference?
Oh, don't worry about him. He gets tipsy from reading the label. Besides, Alice, I think all they're really interested in is having one drink, just to prove that they can get away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me just get rid of this, Kate.
Come on, my pal. Right this way. Out of the way, girls. Some men are going to do some drinking. Sit down there, pal. Very good. Clear the field.
Oh, nice looking bottle of wine, eh?
Norton, I propose a toast. The first toast to my wife, who finally has found her place.
A little strong, but good. Very amusing little bottle of wine. I would like at this time to propose a toast.
May I pour?
To my wife.
I don't know why we haven't done this before.
As we say in the sewer, here's mud in your eye.
Well, I guess you girls are learning something tonight.
Trixie, could I come up to your apartment? I just can't stand seeing my husband destroy himself.
You are so right.
I think they were drinking.
Just gotta look at the label.
Let's have another one, pal.
Pour away, mine host.
Pour away, mine host.
Can't walk on one leg.
Luck.
What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
What am I laughing at? What am I laughing at? I forgot what I was laughing at. Yeah, what's the difference as long as we're laughing? Pour out another one now.
Wait. No, never mind. What do you say, Ralph, that we rip into a little song?
Oh, son, I'm feeling beautiful. You know why I'm feeling beautiful?
Well,
I'll tell you why. I can't wait to see the face on Joe Fencerblow tomorrow when I go to work. Ever since the night we were playing poker,
I know.
and I had to leave early, and he says he's got to leave early because his wife won't let him stay out. You remember that?
How?
Sorry.
No, I mean,
Wait till I say it tomorrow.
but Joe Fencerblow.
Wait till I say it tomorrow. That's the thing.
Don't let you get upset. Oh, with Joe Fencerblow, he repeats everything. He hasn't got a mind of his own anyway. Here's to that poor, misguided soul, Joe Fencerblow.
Joe Fencerblow.
Hey, son.
He sure is.
Boo.
I feel like I had hair on my face or something. Either that's wine on the table or somebody was just stabbed upstairs. Huh?
Little song.
The song?
That one that was always good for you.
All right. I had a dream, dear. Wait a minute. We might as well do this right. I got a pitch pipe in the bedroom.
Go get the pitch pipe. Go get the pitch pipe.
Everything's going real fast.
The table ain't level. Boy.
Somebody stole the bed. You don't need any pitch pipe.
There they are, our dashing, debonair, devil-may-care playboys.
It just shows you what the power of suggestion can do.
Yep. 100 proof male ego.
Alice, a toast. I give you our husbands.
A toast. You can have them.
Yes. Oh, man.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Jackie Gleason. The Honeymooners. With the stars Art Carney, Audrey Meadows, and Joyce Randolph.
Hi, Alice. Hurry up with my eats. I'm going bowling. Did I, or did I not this morning tell you to wash and iron my bowling shirt?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ralph. I was so busy today, I just didn't get around to the laundry.
You just didn't get around to it.
That's right, I just didn't get around to it. Why don't you wear one of your regular white shirts? What's the difference anyway?
What's the difference? I'll show you what the difference is, Alice. Do you see that? Do you see those big letters? They're put on there purposely. They say hurricane. Hurricane! You know why they're on there? That's when I'm bowling and I'm on the alley, people who are watching the game know which team I am a member of. I'm a member of the Hurricanes, Alice. How are they gonna know I'm a Hurricane?
Just open your mouth.
Good. Just be a little careful, Alice. A little careful. Remember, the life you saved may be your own. I suppose you didn't have time to sew these either, huh?
Your socks. I'm sorry, Ralph. No, I didn't.
No excuse or anything? Have you got any excuse why you didn't sew the socks? I know why you haven't got any excuse, Alice. You're afraid to give me an excuse. Because you know that I know that you know that I know what you've been doing around here all day. Sitting there fooling around.
You know something, right after you left the house this morning, I got in one of those silly moods of mine. You know how I get sometimes? So just for laughs, I thought, well, I'll do the breakfast dishes and make the beds and take the garbage down. Then when I came back up, I was still in such a funny mood, you know. I thought, why should I settle down to the drudgery of mending your socks? So I scrubbed the kitchen floor. Then, you know something, I was still so giddy and so gay over this whole thing that I thought I'd really enjoy myself, so I washed all the windows. Then, Ralph, I went out and I did the marketing, and I came back with a pot roast, and I put the pot roast on the stove, and while it was cooking, I went in and I cleaned out the bedroom closet. Now, I know that this may sound like work to you, Ralph, but it isn't. It's fun. It's such good sport. Do you know why it's such good sport, Ralph? Because I'm so loaded with modern conveniences. Just loaded steam irons and vacuum cleaners and dishwashers and washing machines, and to say nothing of this lovely new modern refrigerator over here. Oh, that reminds me. It's time to defrost it. That will give you a rough idea, Ralph, of what a joy it is working around this apartment all day. You know why? Because it's so up to date. I am the only girl in town with an atomic kitchen. This place looks like Yucca Flats after the blast.
Oh, you're a riot, Alice. Regular riot. You got it tough, all right. You got it tough. You got it too soft. That's the matter with you. But it's not going to be that way anymore because I'm putting in a new system. And now I've got to tell you how the system's going to work. If I come in here in the morning and I tell you to do something, and when I come back at night, if that thing isn't done, you get 1 demerit. And you'll get 1 demerit every time you don't do something that I tell you. And do you know what happens to you when you get 10 demerits?
Don't you try to bully me, Sergeant Cramden. I have got plenty to do around this house all day, and you know it. You come home here after working an 8-hour shift, and you're absolutely exhausted. Do you know how many hours I work a day, Ralph? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I haven't had a day off in 14 years. Holidays are a double shift. Now, let me tell you something. There's an old saying, Ralph. Man works from sun to sun, but woman's work is never done.
Good gosh.
I'll tell you why woman's work is never done, Ralph. Because she's got the toughest boss in this whole world, a husband. Boy, you men kill me. You're all alike. You push us around. You want us to bow and scrape at your feet. All you do is yell and scream and give orders. You men just think that you own this world.
Yeah, but you women get revenge. You marry us.
All right, Ralph. I'm telling you something. I am sick and tired of taking care of this place, and I'm not doing it anymore.
What do you mean you're not doing it anymore?
Just what I said. We are getting a maid.
You are stark staring nuts. What do you mean we're getting a maid? I can't even afford you.
Don't you worry, Ralph. You won't have to pay her. I'll pay her. I'm going to get myself a job, and for once in my life, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to get one of those sun-to-sun jobs, Ralph, and I'm going to come home at night, and the maid will set dinner on the table, and then she'll do the dishes, and it'll be just like having a vacation.
Oh, it'll be a vacation, huh? Working for some boss will be a vacation, huh? Well, I'm calling you bluff. Go ahead and get a job. I'll be happy to have a maid around here. Then maybe I'll get something done.
You think a maid is going to jump at your slightest whim?
She certainly will. I happen to be the master of this household.
Har, har, hardy, har, har.
You just decided for me, Alice. You just decided for me. I'm going on a $64,000 question. And do you know why? Because I'm an expert in one of the categories. Aggravation.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with lung cancer in the past 5 years? Did you work on an industrial site, On an oil and gas rig or in a shipyard? Were you in the U.S. Navy or were you a millwright, an insulator, or a pipe fitter where you were exposed to asbestos? If diagnosis of lung cancer was within the past 5 years, you may be entitled to compensation due to asbestos exposure.
Please call 800-329-7581.
Don't act like we never hired a maid before. They'll take advantage of us. Act important. They'll think we're big shots.
I just hope it doesn't take too long, Ralph. This is my lunch hour. I got to get back to work.
Never mind your lunch. Just act important. Oh, Harv.
My name is Mr. Wilson. What can I do for you?
How are you? This is my wife, Mrs. Cramden, and I'm her husband, Mr. Cramden.
Well, I'm certainly glad you came. I have an opening for a couple just like you on an estate out in Long Island.
You are making a slight mistake.
Yeah, we're big shots.
We haven't come here to get work. We want to hire some domestic help like you got in the window there.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I should have known. Well, I'm sure I can help you, Mr. Cramden, if you'll just answer a few questions. Now, let me see. Your first name?
Ralph.
Mm-hmm. Ralph. And address?
728 Chauncey Street. Pays to buy the best. You may wonder why I'm chuckling when you ask me my address. Now, we must have hired 1,000 maids, and they always ask the same question. What's your address?
Now, Mr. Cramden, where do you work?
I am associated with the Gotham Transit line.
I see. Now, Mrs. Cramden, I assume you'll be home to supervise the maid's work.
Oh, well, no. You see, I have a job.
She doesn't need the job. It's, career. She's a career girl.
Oh, I see, certainly. Tell me, Mrs. Cramden, where do you work?
At Krausmeyer's Bakery. My career is stuffing jelly into donuts.
Also has a great sense of humor.
I see. As a matter of fact, Mr. Cramden, I was just talking to someone on the inside who I think would be perfect for what you want.
Oh.
Miss Reynolds, would you send in Thelma, please?
Thelma?
Mr. Cramden, you'll be very lucky to get Thelma. She's an extremely good worker. You know, it's a funny thing about the maid situation, but the demand is so tremendous today there just aren't enough maids to go around. I guess the maids are aware of this, and they've all become very independent.
Independent?
Oh, hello, Thelma.
This is a maid? I thought maids had short skirts with white hats and black silk stockings.
Ralph.
The chubby one's gonna be trouble.
Thelma, don't be too hasty. I'm sure they're an awfully nice couple.
Thelma, what my husband meant was we just wanted to explain your duties to you.
Oh, yeah. What do I gotta do? Yeah, and I might as well tell you right now, I can't do no heavy work. I'm sickly.
Sick? Well, first of all, you'll have to go to the market, then you'll have to cook, scrub the floors.
I don't scrub no floors.
You're so right, Thelma. My husband will be glad to scrub the floors.
Now, wait a minute.
You'll scrub the floors. That's a man's work.
Just a minute. Who's doing the hiring here? All right, Alice, it's all off.
Oh, no, Ralph. I'm not giving up my career. So it's either Thelma or you.
And I might as well tell you something else right now. I get Thursdays and Sundays off, see? My work is through the minute the supper dishes are done. I don't work in no house where they got no pets. So you might as well get rid of one if you got one. If you're going to have a party, I get time and a half over and the next day off. And if you're planning on having any late snacks, I don't do no cleaning up the next morning. And this boy looks like he has plenty of late snacks.
Thelma, you're perfect.
Then it's settled?
Uh-huh.
All right, then. Here we go. You just take this suitcase and off we go.
You don't mean to say that you think I'm going to carry your bag, do you?
Would you like me to quit now?
You better carry it, Ralph.
All right, give me it. sickly, huh?
Go green. Save a tree. Watch Buzz TV.
Listen up, America. Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Attention! If you have suffered severe health complications after hernia surgery, call Hernia Mesh Advocates now. Hernia repair surgery is simple and often requires a mesh product to be implanted inside your body. However, a popular mesh product has been linked to severe complications. And in May of 2016, the manufacturer of this product issued a voluntary global recall due to product defects. Call Hernia Mesh Advocates now.
Please call 800-809-4219.
Well, here we are. If these are the servants' quarters, I quit.
This is where we live. You'll stay at your house and commute.
Now, come on. This is the bedroom. You can put your uniform on in here, and I'll show you where it's...
They're out. All right. Hey, Norton, boys.
Oh, hiya, Norton.
I got that thing for you.
Oh, did you?
Hey, when's the new maid coming?
Oh, she's here already.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, see anything like that maid we saw on a burlesque show?
What?
You know that maid we saw on a burlesque show? Is she like that?
What maid?
You remember the one that helped Lily St. Cyr into the bathtub full of wine?
Oh, no, she's not like that maid.
Oh.
She looks more like the one that installed the bathtub. But looks don't count, Norton. It's if she's a worker, and she looks like a worker.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you something, Norton, that having a maid around lends real class to a home. For instance, go out in the hall again, knock on the door, and I'll have her let you in. Then you'll see how a well-operated, fully staffed home runs.
I'll play.
All right, pal. Go ahead. Louder.
Thelma, there's somebody at the door. Thelma, there's somebody at the door.
Maybe she went down to your stables to talk to the groom.
Get out of there! Thelma!
Yeah?
There's somebody knocking at the door.
Well, answer it. I thought if it's for you, go ahead and answer it. Nobody knows I'm here yet.
Wait a minute. That's part of your duties to answer the door. Now go ahead and answer it.
What do you want?
I got a minute, Ralph. You got plenty of class.
Wait a minute. You're not supposed to answer the door like that. If someone knocks on the door, you usher them in, then you say, how do you do? This is Mr. Cramden's residence.
Okay. What do I say if somebody calls for you on the phone?
On the phone? Well,
well, if they call on the phone, you say, hello, this is Mr. Norton's residence. He used the phone up in my apartment.
Okay.
And that's another thing. Don't say okay. From now on, say very good, sir.
Okay.
Well, what do you think of the maid, Norton?
Well, without a doubt, Ralph, you have achieved the heights of gracious living.
Yeah.
You are one of the 400. In fact, you could be all of the 400. Boy, I'm telling you, it must be a cinch now. Huh? All you got to do is yell, hey, Thelma, she does anything you want.
I don't have to yell at all. All I have to do is ring the bell and she comes running.
Oh? What do you say we give it a little test run, get her out here?
All right. Well, what'll I ask her when she gets out here? I got it. I'll say my guest and me want to have some coffee and cake.
Okay. Must be a slow track. She's a slow runner.
If that's the good humor, man, get me a popsicle.
good humor, man. I rang that because I want you.
Oh, well, what do you want?
My friend and I will have some coffee and cake.
Okay.
Just a moment. That'll be very good, sir.
Okay.
May
Must
I?
be a fetish with her. What?
May I?
Oh, go ahead. Thelma, would you mind stepping into the dining area?
Well, what do you want?
With my coffee, I would like one lump.
You keep on ringing that and you'll get one lump. Okay.
I told you to stop saying okay. It's very good, sir. This happens to be my guest, and I am your employer.
Some guest and some employer. The simp and the blimp.
How dare you say that to me?
I quit.
You quit? You can't quit. You can't quit unless I fire. Remember that. Now get out here. I'm warning you, you'll never work anywhere else. I'll have your union card taken away. You cannot quit, Thelma, and that's my final word on it.
I tell you I'm quitting.
I say you're not quitting. You better come back. Thelma, come back in here. Thelma!
Stop yelling, Ralph. You don't have to do that. I'll get her back here.
Go, will you?
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with lung cancer in the past 5 years? Did you work on an industrial site, on an oil and gas rig, or in a shipyard? Were you in the U.S. Navy, or were you a millwright, an insulator, or a pipe fitter where you were exposed to asbestos? Were you exposed to asbestos as a construction worker, railroad worker, mechanic, or a plant or refinery worker? Were you a foundry worker, boiler maker, welder, electrician, textile worker, or drywall installer? If diagnosis of lung cancer was within the past 5 years, you may be entitled to compensation due to asbestos exposure. At the Sentinel Group, our network of attorneys have over 25 years of experience fighting for our clients' rights, and we are ready to fight for you. Time to file a claim is limited, so call now. There will be no fees unless we recover compensation for you.
Please call 800-329-7581. That is 800-329-7581.
Come in.
Is this the Crandall residence?
Why don't you shut up?
Hey, what happened to the new maid you hired yesterday?
She quit after I fired her.
You fired her?
Yes, that's the fourth maid this week.
The fourth? I only remember 3.
Oh, you didn't see one of them. She didn't even put on a uniform. She just walked in the bedroom, saw him up, got scared, and ran out of here.
Why don't you get another maid?
They won't send any more up here. They're all afraid of working. Well, all I know is I can't make Alice quit a job. I can't get a maid, and I gotta break my back cleaning up this house on my day off.
Well, that's the way it is. I think I'll go. I got an early date at the pool hall.
Norton. You want to do me a favor, pal? I'm never gonna get all this work done. Not before Alice gets home. Would you mind helping me out with a little of it?
Why, I would be glad to, buddy boy, pal of mine.
Norton, you are a friend indeed.
However, there will be a small charge of $1 an hour.
You would charge me $1 an hour?
That's right, $1 an hour, and I don't do no dishes. That's the ladies' work.
All right, Norton, it's a deal. Finish the rest of that iron.
Very good, sir.
Norton. Yeah. Come over here and help me with this.
What do you want to do with it?
I gotta lift it up. I want to put it over there so I can mop in back of this. Get over there. Now look, I'll say 1, 2, 3, lift, and we heave ho. Ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3, lift! Ah! Why didn't you lift? We didn't heave ho! All right, Norton. Bend down and grab it underneath. and we'll come up slowly.
All right. Wait a minute. Wait, hold the phone. This is a little too heavy. May I make a suggestion, please? I think I know why it's too heavy. The drawers are probably loaded with junk. If we just take the drawers out, it'll be a lot easier to move.
Good thinking, Norton. Go ahead. All right, let's go. Right over here, Tom. A little more. That's it.
Well, is that a lot easier that way?
All right. So you get one good idea all year, you gotta make a federal case out of it.
Hey, Ralph.
Yeah?
I smell something burning. You got something on the stove or in the oven or what?
No.
Huh?
Is this your idea of a joke, Norton?
No. That's my idea of a burn.
Don't be funny! Well, I guess I can't blame you. This kind of work isn't for a man. This is a woman's work. I gotta figure some way to get Alice back and quit the job.
Why don't you just tell her to quit?
Can't do that. She wouldn't quit. Just tell her to quit like that. I gotta think of a scheme. Hey, wait a minute.
What?
Look. What does a woman fall for better than anything else?
A left hook.
No, flattery. All I have to do is flatter her a little bit. You know, when she comes in, tell her how nice her hair looks. Then I tell her how starry-eyed she looks. The first thing you know, I'll have her scrubbing the floors. Now, let's see. What sort of things can I say to her? I got it. I'll call her what I used to call her before we were married.
What's that?
Little Buttercup. Wait a minute. I didn't call her that. She called me that, Little Buttercup. What's so funny?
She used to call you a Little Buttercup?
Yeah. What's so funny about that, Norton?
You a little cup of butter, now you're a whole tub of lard.
Hi, Ralph. Hi, Ed.
What is that vision that just walked through the door? Norton, what is Marilyn Monroe doing here?
Where?
My. How beautiful you look tonight. Is that a new shade of lipstick you have?
No. I got a promotion today. Now I'm a jelly donut taster.
Oh, and look at those alabaster hands, how white and pure.
That's powdered sugar.
I don't think the flattery's going too good. Why don't you try a left hook?
Do you mind leaving the premises?
I'd be very happy to. I'll send Trixie down for my pay, Buttercup.
Well, my little darling lover girl,
It won't work, Ralph.
What won't work, my little lamb?
The flattery routine, my little pumpkin. You found out housework's a lot harder than you thought, didn't you, Ralph? You want me to quit my job and come back?
I want you to quit your job. Are you kidding? It's the first thing from my mind.
Good, because I have no intention of quitting.
Well, if you gotta quit and you gotta come back.
Do you admit that housework is harder than you thought, Ralph? Harder even than your job?
Yeah.
All right. Then I'll come back.
Thank you, sweetheart.
But I want you to understand, Ralph, no yelling and screaming if I forget to do one little thing that you tell me to do.
I promise you, I'll never complain again, sweetheart. Never. Come in.
I forgot part of my uniform.
Oh, for a while there, I thought you'd come back for your job.
I got a job.
Oh, she has a job.
Come on, Thelma, dinner time.
Attention! If you have suffered severe health complications after hernia surgery, call Hernia Mesh Advocates now. Hernia repair surgery is simple and often requires a mesh product to be implanted inside your body. However, a popular mesh product has been linked to severe complications. And in May of 2016, the manufacturer of this product issued a voluntary global recall due to product defects. Call Hernia Mesh Advocates now.
Please call 800-809-4219.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Jackie Gleason, The Honeymooners, with the stars Art Carney, Audrey Meadows, and Joyce Randolph.
Are you crazy or something? Shut up.
I can't get in upstairs.
Do you want to wake up Alice?
Trixie got the chain on the door.
That's not my problem. That's your problem.
Well, it so happens that it is your problem, too. If Trixie finds out I come in at 2 a.m. in the morning, Alice is going to find out that you came in at the same time. We're in this together.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
Well, I figured I'd use your window, go out in the fire escape, and go upstairs there. The only chance is that Trixie left her window open.
Go ahead, but don't make any noise.
All right. The latch is stuck.
Let me open it.
Be careful when you open that. I knew a guy once got his finger caught in a latch and it hurt like anything. Just
you let me handle it.
All I can say, it's a lucky thing I was here to stop you from yelling and screaming. You'd have woke up the whole house.
You weren't here in the first place. I'd never hurt my hand.
Well, the latch is open.
Go ahead. Don't make a sound.
Must be walked. Good night.
What do you want?
Wear your rubbers tomorrow morning. Looks like rain.
And just what do you think you're doing, Ralph?
Oh, I couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd get up and get a glass of milk.
I like the pajamas you're wearing. Ralph, do you know what time it is?
Yeah, it's a little after 11.
You're right. It's 3 hours after 11. Do you realize, Ralph, that you've been out almost every single night this week? And I stay alone at home here alone while you're out at that crazy lodge having fun with the fellas.
Having fun with the fellas? Having fun with the fellas? Huh. That shows how much you know. Just so happens that the Raccoon Lodge is going through a financial crisis. And I'm the treasurer, Alice. I'm responsible. If I don't get some money into that treasury, you know what might happen? The Bensonhurst chapter of the Raccoon Lodge may no longer be. Do you know what that means?
Yeah. Real estate values in Bensonhurst will go up 100%.
Bang, zoom. I'll tell you what it really means, Alice. It means that I failed my job as treasurer. And I don't care how hard I have to work, and I'm not quitting until the job is done. I'm getting money into that treasury.
You'd have plenty of money in the treasury, Ralph, if you all didn't waste it on childish things.
Childish things? Where do we waste any money?
How about $35 for this Admiral Dewey sport jacket?
Oh, you're gonna get it, Alice. You're gonna get it. What do you want now?
Can I sleep on your cot? Listen, Trixie caught me. As I was sneaking in, she tried to slam the window down on my head. She's a regular Madame Guillotine.
Fine couple of wives we got. Trixie won't let you in. My wife won't let me out.
Well, I hope by tomorrow they forget about it. That's all I hope.
I don't care whether they forgot about it or not tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm playing pool with Bert Wiedemeyer.
Now, wait a minute. On account of the way the girls are feeling, do you think it's wise to go out tomorrow night?
I don't care whether it's wise or not. I'm not breaking that date with Bert Wiedemeyer. The whole thing going down at the bus depot says that he's going to be the new general manager. And if he's going to be general manager, I'm getting on a good side of him.
But all I know is you're going to have a tough time convincing Alice that playing pool with Bert Wiedemeyer is going to help your career.
Don't worry, I'll convince him. Wait a minute.
What?
I got it. Let's take the wives with us.
To the pool room?
Certainly not. To Bert's house.
Well, I thought Bert wanted to play pool.
No, it was my idea to play pool. At first, he wanted us to go over to his house. You know, he thinks a lot of you as well as he does me. But I thought that would be a little stale, so I was the one that suggested playing pool.
Oh, I get it. I go along with you. That's a good idea. You kill two birds with one stone. You spend the evening with Bert, and the girls have a night out.
And not only that, I just thought of something.
What?
I got the perfect way to get on the good side of Bert.
How?
Through his wife. You know, he just got married. And ever since he's been married, every day he starts to tell me how wonderful his wife is. She's good looking, he says, and she's this and she's that. Yeah. Well, all I have to do when I walk in is flatter her a little bit. You know, compliment her.
That's it.
Tell her she is look beautiful, and she's a nice housekeeper and everything.
Certainly.
I'll have that bird eaten out of my hand before the night's over.
Yeah? And I'm going to go along with you. I'll cooperate. What more can I do than promise than I'll be my usual charming self?
Edward? Come on, I'll be right up. I want to talk to Alice. Oh, Alice, you know as well as I do, all they're interested in is getting together with that Bert Wiedemeyer. The only reason they asked us along is because they know we won't let them out of the house alone after what happened tonight.
Yeah, you may be right, Trix, but something tells me we should go anyway.
What do you mean?
Well, I've been thinking, Trix, and maybe the reason the boys go out so much at night and don't pay any attention to us anymore is our fault.
Our fault?
Well, sure. Do you remember the days when Ed and Ralph wouldn't dream of going anywhere without us?
Sure. That was before we were married.
Exactly. Now, the whole reason that it happened then was because we used to knock ourselves out to be attractive and to look glamorous for them, and they paid plenty of attention to us in those days.
I get it. Alice, the watchword is glamour. We're going to dress to the teeth and make a fuss over the boys. Then they'll treat us like they did before we were married.
That's right. And tomorrow night, Trix, we're not going to be wives. We're going to be dates.
Yeah. Oh, I'll wear my new blue satin. Oh, it's a knockout. Hey, what are you going to wear?
I'll wear my green dress because Ralph's never seen me in that.
Ooh, wonderful.
Hey, Trix, you got the key to the front door.
I left it open.
Well, it ain't open now.
Oh, what are we going to do?
When you slammed the window down, did you lock it?
No.
May I escort you home? Ladies first.
Oh, my God. Oh,
watch it. Good. I'll tell you, Alice, going home like this reminds me of that old poem I used to love in my childhood. When he crept out into the stealthy night air, little did he realize the fire escape was not there. I'm Superman Thomas. I'm the Super.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Rita, I smell something burning. I think it's the cookies.
Will you take care of the Twinkles? I'm dressing.
Okay, all right. I'll take them out of the oven then. Fine.
Oh, hiya, Bert.
Oh, hiya,
Buddy
fella.
boy.
Hiya, pal.
Hi, how are you? Oh, it's good to see you. You'll have to excuse me. Something's burning in the stove. Just put your coats in the first room down the hall. I'll be right with you.
Okay,
Hey,
Bert. Nice guy, isn't he? Let's get rid of our coats.
Well, whoever said the age of chivalry is dead was right. And I know the two guys that killed it. Oh, Alice, our campaign has been a complete flop. On the way to the bus, they walked 20 feet ahead of us, and they only talked to each other. And if that isn't bad enough, on the bus there are just 2 empty seats. And who sits in those 2 empty seats? Ralph. Well, you can't expect miracles, Trix. I figured it would take a little time. A little time? Alice, I didn't even notice our new dresses.
Well, we were hurrying and rushing, and we threw our coats right on over them. Believe me, they'll notice our dresses now.
Bet you a quarter they don't.
It's a bet.
Well, I want to tell you, that's really living. A spare room just to play cards and watch television in.
Let me tell you, if they had an icebox in there, it'd be a perfect setup, huh?
Yep. Why don't you girls take your coats in?
Ralph,
What?
don't you notice anything?
Your stockings are crooked.
Don't forget the quarter you owe me.
Boy, this is someplace, isn't it?
Sorry I had to leave you that way, but it couldn't be helped.
Oh, that's all right, Bert. You know, you really got a great place here. I'm telling you, it's fixed up real good.
Well, thanks a lot, thanks. My wife picked out everything herself.
Your wife?
Yes.
Are you going to stand there and tell me that your wife decorated this thing here? You know, I would have made a bet that a professional interior decorator come in here and did all this.
That's right. But, I mean, there's only one word that I can find to describe this place. Suave.
Well, as long as nobody's going to introduce us, I'm Alice.
Oh.
I'm Trixie.
Oh, pardon me, Mrs. Cramden, Mrs. Norton.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Mrs. Cramden, Mrs. Norton. Oh, say your coats here. I'll take them for you. My wife is dressing. She'll be out in a moment.
Take the pocketbooks, too.
Oh, surely, fine, I will.
Thank you very much.
Either that or this one will be toting it all over the place with it. Hey, why can't you put your pocket down for 5 minutes? Always carrying it. Thinks you got a big load or something in there.
Well, you know.
Oh, hey, by the way, when Mrs. Wiedemeyer comes out, it might be good if you complimented her on how she decorated this place.
That's right.
You know, she might give you a tip on how to fix up our place.
Yeah, I could sure use her help. I just can't make up my mind what color pan goes best under our icebox.
Look at these here, Boy, they have me fooled. They're real. I mean it. They're almost as good as the artificial ones. Nice, huh?
Oh, I'm sure glad we could all get together tonight. We should have done this a long, long time ago, you know?
You're right about that, Bert. But,
Oh,
you know,
sing. Here's my wife. Oh.
Hello.
You look lovely, darling, lovely. Oh, this is Mrs. Cramden, Mrs. Norton. Mr. Norton, Mr. Cramden.
Yeah.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Mrs. Wiedemeyer, pardon me.
Shirley.
May I say, when your husband started to tell me about you when you just got married, I thought that he was bragging. But after seeing you in person, I can truthfully and honestly say that his words were inadequate, to say the least.
Oh, well. Mrs. Wiedemeyer. Sure.
Well, I'm very happy to meet all of you.
Well. Now that everybody knows everybody, why don't we sit down? Good thinking, Bert.
Good, all right. Well, I must say that is a lovely dress you have on. I noticed it as soon as you came through the door.
Thank you. Aren't we lucky to have husbands who notice our clothes?
We sure are.
Well, I'm pretty lucky, too. I have a wife who every time she gets something for herself, she gives something to me.
Well, I want to say, Mrs. Wiedemeyer, that's very thoughtful. It's not many wives who want to give their husband something.
Oh, I don't know, Ralph. I've been thinking of giving you something. And you may get it real soon.
Well, you can pick up some wonderful things at the Millman shop, Mrs. Cramden.
Really?
Hey, now listen. Why are we being so formal? Let's cut out the last name, shall we?
Oh, all right.
That's right, Bert. Bert sounds so strange to me. I haven't called you Bert for years.
Well, Bert's his name, ain't it?
Yes, but you see, we have pet names for each other.
Pet names for each other? Now, isn't that cute? I bet you that was your idea.
Yes, it was. Don't you have certain names you like to call your husband?
Oh, I have several I'd love to call.
All you have to do is pick your husband's outstanding feature and find a name that fits.
Oh, I see. Isn't that a good idea, Tubby?
What do you mean, Tubby?
Tubby? That's a perfectly darling name.
Do you think so, Mrs. Wiedemeyer?
Oh, I like it.
Boys in the pool will love it.
I just can't seem to smoke a cigarette unless it's in a holder.
Oh, let me get you a match here.
I have a torch. I have a torch.
Such gentlemen.
Look, folks, we skipped our dessert at dinner. Thought you might like to have it with us.
I wouldn't dream of having it without you, Bert.
Well, how about it, kitten? Shall we serve the cookies and coffee now?
That's a good idea. You know, if Twinkles didn't remind me about food, we'd never eat. Well, our friends say we live on love. I'll bring it in.
Oh, well, let me help you.
Really, there's no need to bother.
Perfectly all right. This way we can bring it all in together.
What a husband you have. He certainly is a treasurer.
A treasure. If he keeps this up much longer, he's going to be a buried treasure.
Alfred, let's talk about it tomorrow. I got to get out of here. I can't take any more of this.
Well, we'll need an excuse, Trix.
Yeah.
Headache?
Yeah, headache.
All right.
We'll do it
as soon as they come
in.
I want to tell you, I've seen some two-tone kitchens in my day, but that is a beauty you have in there.
May I add, Bert, that you have a sensible-sized refrigerator there. Leave it there, the cat will get it. Leave it there, the cat will get it. Leave it there, the cat will get it.
I heard him.
By any chance, Mrs. Wiedemeyer, did you make these cookies?
No, Twinkles made them. I didn't have the time. I was at the beauty parlor all day.
Well, one hasn't got time to do everything, has one?
Sugar and cream?
No, thank you. I really don't care for any coffee.
Well, how about some tea or a glass of milk?
Well, no, thank you. Nothing for me at all. I've suddenly got the most splitting headache.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I get you some aspirin?
No, thank you. I don't get these attacks very often, but when I do, the best place for me is home.
Oh.
Yes, that's right.